My name's Cory Pratt, and I'm the director and producer of Hide. I was actually, 2 years ago, was sitting in the living room of my friend Matthew, and I was there. He's my lead actor, and we were also there with our producer and screenwriter Justin, and we were like, you know, we've all sort of had our like corporate studio jobs that, you know, we go to day to day here in the industry, which we're fortunate to have, but we were like, we haven't made something in quite a while. And so we're like, let's formulate something. And we, you know, our film is about cannibals. I'll just go ahead and say it. My friend Justin had watched this really like creepy mockumentary about cannibals that inspired him. And also in his neighborhood in Los Feliz, there was a spat of break-ins. Basically, this guy would dress in like an Amazon vest as if he was here to deliver your Amazon packages, and he was breaking into people's homes. And so we kind of had the idea, well, what if, you know, someone broke into a home and there's a family of cannibals living there? So yeah, I think kind of my two films that were sort of like my North Star were Killing of a Sacred Deer by Yorgos Lanthimos. Not 100% a horror movie, but definitely like a drama that's got, you know, creepy undertones in like that A24 vein. And then also this indie film called Coherence. That one was a really big visual reference for us because it was also kind of like an all indoors, one location at night. It really kind of helped to inform the color of the film and sort of the moody lighting that we were able to achieve. I had never worked on a film where I had had some like legitimate gore effects. And I'm super incredibly lucky that our producer, Justin, he comes from the TV world. He used to be a screenwriter for NCIS Los Angeles. And so he reached out to some like really fantastic industry professionals that had done a lot of blood and gore work for that show. So I had a really fantastic artist named Chris Burgoyne that made our gore effects. And it was totally new for me to be able to watch like that entire process of like my actor getting his leg molded. He had like an entire mold of his thigh made. And I was just like, it was really a pleasure to sit and watch them work and do what they do, because it's like a world that I know nothing about, but they just made it look super fantastic on camera. Yeah, I think all of us kind of had the ethos of like, we didn't want to use any kind of like, you know, CGI. We also didn't want to use any kind of AI for sure. Like we all pretty much have a very staunch, like non-AI sort of ethos about making this film. So I'm happy to say that it's 100% human made. So we had, honestly, finding the proper location, because there was a certain level of upscale family that we were trying to convey. And it just sort of fell in our lap, like once we cast our actor Keenan, who then came on as an executive producer. He was like, you know, hey, these are the images of my parents' house, because we had been looking at, you know, we'd been in like the Hollywood Hills looking at different locations. A lot of things were really booked up, which is great. I mean, anytime that I know that like indie filmmaking is happening in LA, I'm happy. Basically, you know, especially since all the strikes and everything have made work kind of scarce. So it was really hard finding just the perfect house. But then we were just having a sort of an audition meeting, and Keenan was like, have you guys seen my house? And, you know, he showed us pictures, and we came and did the tour, and it was so perfect. It really fell into place. Cooking is like a big aspect of our film too, and the kitchen was, I would like to say, like a Food Network worthy kitchen, so that was a huge plus as well. But that really helped things fall into place for us. What's funny is I consider myself really lucky because I got my master's degree in filmmaking in Ohio, and I feel super fortunate in that there is such like a community and cohort of us out here who have moved to LA and have made a living in the industry, because we just have like our own little network, like our own little merry troop of people that like to support each other because we knew each other from school. And so my lead actor, Matthew, who's fantastic, like he was actually the actor that worked in my very first film that I ever made when I was in film school. And so it was really great for that to come full circle, to have him back in front of the camera with me again. We hadn't had that opportunity just yet. And kind of through our networks of like other projects we'd worked on, we just kind of had soft meetings with people who we thought could be a really good fit. So we didn't really do extensive auditions actually, but it felt really good. Like all the people that came to, you know, sort of sit down and meet with us. I have kind of like a holistic method with auditions anyway. Even if I were to cold audition people, I don't necessarily want to give someone something to read. I'm just like, let's just sit and talk. Like, what did you think about the character? Is there any sort of like internal kind of background that you kind of like just skimmed from the surface of reading it? Because I really like to collaborate with my actors in that way and give them the opportunity to sort of bring sort of like their own ideas to the role. There is a very pivotal moment, like about in the midpoint of the film, where Levi, who's our lead character, you know, he's burglarizing this house, and in the middle of him burglarizing the home, the owners return. He doesn't realize that they're, you know, just a few steps away outside. And there's a moment where he has to basically find a place to hide in the house. And we have this very complicated handheld shot because me and my cinematographer, Alex, who's super talented, we really wanted to have this feel of handheld throughout the entire short, because I wanted the camera to feel sort of like another observer or like a guest in the house that's like prowling around like he did. And we have this really complicated shot where one of the owners of the house walks past camera and goes into like a far room, and we follow them as they go, and then the camera slowly drifts over and we realize that Levi is hiding under the dining table, underneath the tablecloth. And just getting the timing of that right and getting that, you know, very, very precise was really, really hard. But Alex, I commend him so much for the physicality that he was able to do with the cinematography, because, you know, he's got like a gimbal that's like strapped to the back of his, he's wearing it like a backpack basically. And so really it's all his like entire body, you know, strength that's keeping that steady for us. And we had to do a ton of takes of that, but we finally got one that was fantastic. So we have a young actress in our film as well. Like the cannibal family that live in the home, they have a young daughter. And I had experience working with kids before, and I've usually had like a very positive experience with that. But Sierra kind of just completely blew us away. Like, she was so dialed in. She's only 6 years old, but she, her and her mom have like both told me that like she wants to be an actress. That's what she wants to do when she grows up. But she was like asking very like astute questions, like, you know, what should I be feeling at this point, in her own way, like the 6-year-old could. But just the fact that she was coming to me and asking questions, and then taking sort of like my suggestions between takes, and then like asking me if I thought she did a good job. She was just very present, and I was like so pleasantly surprised at how good of a little actress she was. So we were happy to have her. I think that what I love most about being a director is like collaborating with a team of artists. I kind of feel like you're putting together your Avengers. It's like you're finding like the folks in your life that are the best at this one thing that they're good at. And I just love seeing everyone fire on all cylinders like that. Like my costume designer, Alyssa, is my really close friend. She was super locked in. And yeah, just like finding that I want to push myself to work with different kinds of artists. Like, again, like it was so refreshing to have this like special effects makeup team that I never worked with before. So I really want to push the envelope and maybe bring some different departments that I've never had the chance to work with before on my next film. I would call it delicious.